Both teams beset by injuries. Cal State, Fullerton, and Hawaii, neither have had more than 2 healthy offensive linemen this week in practice. Cal State, Fullerton also decimated on the defensive side of the football. Hawaii a little healthier on defense, but it's a matter of can some of these young players that have been thrust into the breach, can they perform tonight? That'll be one of the keys.
It is interesting at the Rainbow practice session this week. They're going deep into the playbook. They may really open it up tonight. All kinds of new formations, some kind of variations on their basic offense, the spread. And the same with Fullerton. Fullerton comes in with nothing to lose. They have to stop the bleeding. They have lost 6 in a row.
Both teams want to get a running game established and then maybe go a little to the deeper recesses of the playbook. That'll be key. Both teams feel like they're going to have to get something going on the ground to be able to balance up their offenses.
So look for a lot of action tonight. Hawaii against Cal State Fullerton. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff for you from Aloha Stadium.
This is where the legends began, in places like Boulder, Telluride, and Santa Fe, when people came for the good times and discovered the beer made with pure Rocky Mountain spring water. A beer you couldn't get most places. So they took some home and the legends started to grow. Today, people are thirsty for a lighter, more refreshing premium beer. Funny how the one they're looking for is the one that's been there all along. Original Coors, the Rocky Mountain legend.
Welcome back, everyone, to Aloha Stadium. Hawaii leads the series 9-1. All games have been played here at Aloha Stadium. The last meeting in September of 1987, it was the debut of Bob Wagner as a head coach. It was also the debut of the spread offense for the University of Hawaii, and Hawaii prevailed 44-0. The only victory for Fullerton came in 1984. Fullerton able to win 21-13 in that year. Bob Wagner, the head coach of the University of Hawaii, in his 4th year now, 25-16-1. And for Fullerton State, Gene Murphy, in his 11th year at Fullerton State, he is 55-66-1. He is 70-73-1 lifetime. He coached 2 years at North Dakota. Hawaii won the toss, and they have elected to defer, so they will kick off to Cal State Fullerton. And the kick will go to number 1, Dwayne McAfee, and then it bounces out of bounds. So they'll do it again. 5-yard penalty, Sal Velasco kicking off for the Rainbows. And so Hawaii will kick off instead of the 35 back to the 30-yard line, and that probably will necessitate a return by Cal State Fullerton. As you look at Gene Murphy, one of the great men of this game. You talk about adversity. His team will travel over 20,000 miles by air, by bus, by all kinds of means at the end of this season. They play most of their games on the road. And Gene Murphy and Cal State Fullerton, of course, in the Los Angeles basin. They are buried by the other program. Joe Ornelas is the official tonight. He is from the Western Athletic Conference. Apparently has some technical difficulties with his microphone. Dwayne McAfee and James Mullins deep for Cal State Fullerton as Sal Velasco will kick off. Rainbows 2-3 on the year. They are 1-2 in their conference. Fullerton 1-6. They are 0-3 in the Big West. Kickoff by Velasco will come down. McAfee at the 16. Finds a hole. And it's finally wrapped up as he gets to the 32-yard line. So a good return and excellent field position for Cal State Fullerton. Dean Nakagawa credited with the tackle, 16-yard return. Paul Schulte, there you see him, 50% completion rate, 1,465 yards. He is coming off his best performance last week, even though they lost. He was 20 for 37 against Pacific, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That is the 8th best performance by a Fullerton quarterback. First down from the 32 and the first sack. Manly Williams, number 66. Williams, 6'1", 225-pound junior, and he appeared right up the middle, Bobby.
And pass protection has been the problem. Paul Schulte, when he gets time, can get it done. But Manly Williams coming off the edge, nobody picks him up. He's untouched, and it puts Fullerton into an immediate hole.
all the way back to the 25-yard line, where it will be second down and 17. Ball is given to Yarborough. Turns the corner out over the 30 to the 32, back to the original line of scrimmage. Reggie Yarborough, number 20. Louis Randall, number 51, made the stop of the Rainbows. The backs and receivers, we told you about Paul Schulte. Reggie Yarborough with 5 100-yard games. Then their leading wide receiver, J.J. Celestine, Harrison Brown, and Beasley in the backfield. For the Titans of Cal State Fullerton, that offensive line that's really been broken up with injuries. Houston Reed, Drevno, Macaluso, the graduate student in pre-med, and Mike Simmons on that offensive line. Simmons, a huge person, 6'7", 330. You take a look at Reggie Yarborough. Yarborough goes in motion. Schulte to throw. Yarborough cannot hold on. Good coverage. Tony Pankey, number 48. Pankey out of Kaneohe, transfer from Linfield College. And that will bring up fourth down.
Well, Tony Pankey has changed positions, has been playing free safety, has moved over to Mike Tressler's spot to strong safety. Very good, following Yarborough in motion, reading it beautifully, and getting there at the same moment the ball does.
In to kick is Kevin Ferguson, waiting for the snap from center. And there is the punt. It comes down to Jeff Seidner, lands on the 34-yard line and tumbles inside the 30. Finally is touched at the 27-yard line. Doing the punting, Phil Nevin. Nevin was not supposed to play. We said it was Ferguson. It is Phil Nevin. Nevin was not supposed to play in tonight's game because he was sick with pneumonia. And here he is. Garrett Gabriel starting at quarterback for the Rainbows at the 27-yard line. Were we told that Nevin was going to play? No. He said no, he's not playing. There he was. Amazing. First down for the Rainbows. In motion is Seidner, number 26. Garrett Gabriel, the quarterback for the Bows. Gabriel 66 of 124 for 891 yards. Gabriel on the pitch to Stevenson. Richard Stevenson, number 33. Stevenson out from the 27, close to the 30-yard line. Short gain on the play. Chad Lindsey, the inside linebacker, made the stop for Cal State Fullerton. Rainbows going without a huddle. Seidner again in motion as they overload the left side. 3 wide receivers. Gabriel to throw. Gabriel is sacked back inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. And for Gabriel, that is the 13th time that he has been sacked this season. 14th time overall. Gary Thornton and J.C. Farrow. Thornton, number 46, and Farrow, 92.
Thornton has some excellent bloodlines to play this game. His older brother Jim played for Cal State Fullerton and now is starting tight end with the Chicago Bears. Pass protection has not been good in practice this week. The Rainbows going with some offensive linemen that are very inexperienced.
Third down, 13 for the Rainbows from the 24. Gabriel again eludes the rush, and he will run. Gets a good block. 40. First down, 49-yard line. Terry Tremble finally ran him down. Here's the lineup for the Rainbows. Garrett Gabriel at quarterback. Richard Stevenson starting as the running back. The slots, Seidner and MacArthur. And the wide receivers, Derek Branch and Larry Kahn Smith. So good ad-lib. Sean Ching, Lamoy Tua, Peter Biliamu, Doug Violette, and Sean Robinson in that offensive line. So on the part of both teams, when you look at that offensive line, the part that really stands out, the one that has been shorn up at that offensive line, a lot of new people. First down for the Rainbows at the 49. Ball is kept by Gabriel. He may score. 30, 20, 10, touchdown.
Well, Jim, talking to the defensive people from Cal State Fullerton, they felt after watching tape that they were going to make Garrett Gabriel prove he could run the football. I think maybe they got some evidence that if you leave him alone and don't account for him in the option, he'll be capable of doing some damage. Got one great block, and he was off to the races.
Zaran Khan in to try the extra point. 51-yard scamper, longest run of the year. Second rushing touchdown for Gabriel. And Khan puts it through the up. And the Rainbows, with 11 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter, breaking on top 7-0.
This is a beautiful morning for tennis.
Of course, any morning's beautiful if you're on the court. We'll be playing in a minute.
Can hardly wait. The running, the hitting, the rhythm. I don't know. You just feel so good inside playing. The strategies.
The fun, all the great people you'll meet, all the friends you'll make. Of course, the better you play, the better you feel.
If you're a tennis player, you'll feel really good for reading Tennis Magazine. Tennis Magazine covers everything you want to know about tennis, from instruction to equipment, pro tennis to resort.
If tennis makes you feel good, a subscription to Tennis Magazine will make you feel great.
Tennis is a lot more than just exercise, and Tennis Magazine knows it.
Subscribe to Tennis Magazine now. Only $9.97 for 12 issues. Call 800-228-6609. We'll include 2 free booklets on improving your game. Tennis Magazine. Call 800-228-6609 now.
So Garrett Gabriel, the quarterback, much maligned this year because he just is not running with the ball. Well, he certainly ran that time. When he turned the corner, all of a sudden he saw the on-ramp to the hammer lane, and he was gone. 51-yard run by Gabriel from the 49-yard line, his own 49, and he was running in a pasture. I mean, it was almost bucolic the way he scored that time. McAfee and James Mullins, again deep for Cal State Fullerton, kicking off Sal Velasco. Coming up to take it is McAfee, lets it bounce, takes it on the 16, fumbles the ball, gathers it in. And it will be first down for the Titans.
Well, Cal State Fullerton has the kind of team, Jim, they can't afford to make early mistakes. They don't have the kind of physical talent that allows them to get in the hole. They're not capable of playing catch-up. You take a look here, McAfee made the mistake of letting it bounce. Then he gets jarred, does a nice job, though, of covering it, and he is buried under the green jerseys.
And you can see the spray still in the turf following that very heavy rainstorm this afternoon, late this afternoon. First down for Cal State Fullerton on the 18. Schulte in trouble. Sideline pattern. It is complete.
Oh, Jim, this one's going to come back. They had one of the receivers on the near side jumping, and I believe it was Sean Beasley, the YU back.
So the penalty against Cal State Fullerton. Beasley making the reception. And there you see one of the receivers jumping.
This is the kind of mental error. You're struggling already with a young, inexperienced offensive line. Guys haven't been able to practice all week. Some guys never practiced the same 5 together all season long. Here's the defensive line you see for Hawaii: Samana Tanuvasa and Calhoun up front. Linebackers, Louis Randall getting the start tonight with Odom Williams and Maeva. And Terry Whitaker's moved to the secondary at free safety along with Pankey, McLeod, and Harper.
This is Yarborough trying for running room. Gets to the 15, still on his feet out to the 19-yard line. He drew a crowd, but he would not succumb to the pressure. Lino Samana, number 45, and Louis Randall. Randall from Los Angeles went to Palisades High School, 5'10", 229-pound sophomore there for the University of Hawaii. And that will bring up, following the penalty, second down and 8. Ball just short of the 20-yard line for Cal State Fullerton. Kerry Reed. Now they come out in a double wing. Yarborough in motion. Schulte looking for Yarborough. Throws Reed, diving catch at the 25. David Maeva ankle tackles him. That will bring up third down and 2.
Fullerton loves the delay patterns that come right over the middle. Rich Ellerson said they're going to try to force Fullerton to throw in the flats, keep him in front of the linebackers. You see, they don't get much time, so very short drops, very short patterns. You can get 2 or 3 of them in a row, you can move the football.
delay here as the referee, Joe Ornelas, sending the umpire over to Coach Wagner on the sidelines, and Ornelas explaining something to Schulte. Schulte from Woodlake, California. He was born in Fresno, 6'3", 200-pound senior. Schulte coming off a career performance last week, as we mentioned, against Pacific. He lost in that game, but still passed for 296 yards. This season, he comes in 101 for 202. Third down, 2.5. Triple wide receiver to the left. Yarborough again in motion. Schulte looking. Throws. It is incomplete. Some bumping going on. And a claim by Richard Harrison, number 9, that he was interfered with, but that will go for naught. And that will bring up fourth down. And here is Nevin, Bill Nevin. Nevin, 39-yard average. His longest, as you see, 52. Jeff Seidner is deep. Seidner in punt returns, averaging 13.3. His longest, 82 yards. And that was for the touchdown against Maine. Ball takes a rainbow bounce to the 44-yard line, and it will be first down for the Bows. If you just joined us, Rainbow scored on a 51-yard run by quarterback Garrett Gabriel. Gabriel turning the corner on the option, and it was clear for him. And the extra point was good. It is 7-0 in favor of the Rainbows. And this their second possession. Only a 31-yard punt that time by Nevin. Branch to the far side, and to the near side is Larry Conn Smith. Single coverage on Branch and also on Conn Smith. MacArthur, who is injured and questionable for tonight's game, in one slot. Seidner in the other. Stevenson is the running back, number 33. First down for the Rainbows from the 44. Pitch. This is MacArthur. Fumbles the ball. MacArthur may have gotten it back. Fullerton pointing the other way. Terry Tramble, all Big West, coming up from the secondary. Tramble out of Los Angeles, the senior. And the transfer from Pasadena City College, credited with the tackle, but also credit MacArthur with very good reflex.
Talk about the ball bouncing your way. Takes the pitch high, tries to vault his own player, Jeff Seidner. The ball getting loose before he comes down. One of the Cal State Fulton players tried to pick it up. Instead of covering it, it cost him. It comes right back to Dane MacArthur.
And a good gain on the play. Second down and 5. The ball just short of midfield for the Bows. Stevenson into Fullerton territory to the 48-yard line. Stevenson out of Laie, Oahu, went to Kahuku High School. That's the 32nd time that he has carried the ball this year. Came in with 126 yards at game time. He's added to that now. Best game, 21 carries, 94 yards against Utah.
Stevenson has the perfect temperament for a football player. Just goes out, does his work, and never complains. He got a little overlooked against UTEP, came out after 6 plays, and they just never put him back in, and it was kind of an omission. But Richard Stevenson never went and complained to the coaches, never does any whining. Just comes out and gives his best effort every game.
We saw Howard McCrary out of Sunland, California, number 7, the sophomore rover. Went to San Fernando High School. He is supine on the turf right now. I'm concerned for him. And let's see who that is. That could be Tramble instead of McCrary. And it is Tramble.
Well, Terry Tramble's playing with a broken arm as it is, Jim. He's been favoring it, but they're down to 3 corners. Can't afford to lose a free safety. Just no guys to put in, and he's up and looks maybe none the worse for wear. Perhaps just had just a little twinge in the knee, but he's walking. Looks pretty good.
And that's a good sign. So the Rainbows 3rd down and 2 with the ball at the 48-yard line of Cal State Fullerton. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the GTE Hawaiian Style Most Valuable Rainbow, and the University of Hawaii's General Scholarship Fund will benefit in the name of that player from Hawaiian Style. Jamal Farmer has come in now at running back, number 43 for the Rainbows. Farmer bounces off a man at the line of scrimmage, very close to the first down. He's able to get to the 46. Farrow, Thornton, McMillan, and Morris. They're on the stop for Fullerton. And one of the Rainbows down now.
Well, the Rainbows, that's Lemoy Tua, and he is a reserve that's been pushed into a starting role. Also, the left tackle, Doug Violetti, getting his first start. You see the Rainbows run to the left. They're showing some confidence in the young players.
Lemoy Tua has played all over that that offensive line for the Rainbows this season. Tua, also the long snapper, fifth-year senior out of Farrington High School in Honolulu. So Lemoy will go out, and Guy Venoza, 6'4", fifth-year senior from IAIR, will come in to take his place. Even though they are fifth-year seniors, they just do not have the experience. And it will be fourth down for the Rainbows, fourth in inches. Richard Stevenson has come back in for Jamal Farmer on fourth and inches, and the Rainbows will go for it. They lead 7-0 with 7:48 left to play here in the first quarter. Rainbows in that spread formation on fourth down. Quarterback sneak. And there may be a fumble, and Fullerton has it. So the Rainbows on fourth down going for it. They cough it up. And coming up with it is 99, and that is Teddy McMillan. And one of the Rainbows is down, and that is Sean Robinson, and he is in pain. Let's take a look at this. Can't see too much going into the line, and the ball is gone already.
And you see Sean Robinson in the pile, twisting, people falling on the back of his legs. One of the most common ways in which offensive linemen sustain injuries. Sean Robinson, a 3-year starter for the Rainbows at that right tackle position.
Teddy McMillan, who recovered that fumble, one of those graduate students, two of them that played for Cal State Fullerton, the other, Damian Macaluso out of Escondido, California, and McMillan out of Compton, California, went to Vernon Day High School in the Los Angeles area. We'll be back at Aloha Stadium, 7:34 left in the first quarter, 7-0 Rainbow.
If you've got a checking account at one of the major banks in town, and they're paying you interest, you ought to know that you're being shortchanged. You could earn up to 12% more money at Great Western. But compared to what you'd earn at Great Western Bank, you're coming up about this much short every month. Knowing that, shouldn't you be checking at Great Western? Call them. They'll tell you where there's a branch real close by.
We've placed these two similar 4x4s in this swamp to see if there's any real difference. Sure, they both have lots of luggage space, plenty of room for 5, and don't think the Gators haven't noticed. But only the Isuzu Trooper has auto-locking hubs, so you don't have to get out to get into 4-wheel drive. So, combined with its very low price, we see that only the Trooper won't cost you an arm and a leg. The Isuzu Trooper at just $13,699. There's no comparison.
How much do you know? Call the Sports Trivia line 1-900-988. All ones from any touch-tone phone. Test your sports knowledge and take a chance at winning $50. If you think you have the answers, call now. 1-900-988-1111. Be a winner. Call the Sports Trivia line now. 1-900-988-1111. If under 18, please get your parents' permission. $2 first minute, $1 each additional. Void where prohibited.
Both of these teams cannot afford any more losses in that offensive line, and apparently the Rainbows have suffered a big one here, as being helped off the field is Sean Robinson. Robinson, the 50-year senior, 6'4", 273-pounder out of Los Angeles, went to Palisades High School, has been replaced by Paul Monero. He's out of Sydney, Australia, the junior. So that offensive line now for the Rainbows: Venoza, Violette, Sean Ching, Viliamu, Manera. And that is almost, well, it is, except for Ching, all non-starters at the start of this season. So both teams have really been beset by injuries, and that has had a great effect on the offensive production on the part of both teams this year. So the fumble gives the ball to Fullerton. Second time that they have it, or the third time, I should say. And out they come. Selecting this. In motion is Izle. Schultz the throw. Half-time. Throws. Intercepted. And back to the 37-yard line is Tony Pankey. Pankey coming up with the interception. First interception of the year, third for the team, and we have a penalty flag. And Pankey going back into the zone. You see the flipping penalty on the part of the Rainbows, and that'll bring the ball way back.
Jim, kind of ironic. Here's Pankey, center of your screen. He is the strong safety. Ironic that he makes his first interception as the strong safety. Generally in his free safety position, he's roaming center field, but he's in the middle of the zone. Good eyes, good hands, takes the ball back, and he gives the Rainbows a big turnover.
So the Rainbows get it back, but the flipping penalty moves the ball back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, where it is first down. Jamal Farmer back in at running back. Back to pass. Gabriel throws sideline pattern. Seidner makes the fingertip catch, but did he step out of bounds? And they say not. He was on the 42-yard line. That's where the pass finally ended up. Seidner was tiptoeing up the sidelines. In fact, one of the officials went up and placed his foot at about the 30. Now, the pass was completed at the 42, and we were wondering whether he was going to call Seidner out of bounds. He did not. First down. Branch to the far side. To the near side is Con Smith. Seidner and MacArthur on the wing. First down for the Rainbows at their own 42. They lead 7-0. 7-16 to play in the first quarter. Farmer to the 45. Farmer to the 40. Good power running by Jamal Farmer, and credit the left side of that Rainbow line. Lemoy, Tua, and Doug Violette.
And, Jim, those are the guys you mentioned. They've been non-starters to this point, but do a great job on the left side. We're going to see it right here. Farmer has a hole, beats one linebacker, and then it's all Jamal Farmer. Wearing the black shoes tonight, just some power running. Gives the Rainbows an important first down.
Rod Smith finally chased him down. First down at the Fullerton 40-yard line for the Rainbows. Same offensive set. Farmer, this time hit in the backfield, tumbled forward. And number 99, Teddy McMillan. Credited with the stop. Good job by Teddy McMillan that time, showing up in a hurry. As soon as Farmer got the ball, McMillan was there to challenge him. Gain of about a yard on the play, second down and 9. Ball at the Fullerton 39-yard line. Rainbows moving again here on their third possession. Gabriel to throw. Throws long down the middle. Branch got it away. Good defense.
Well, Jim, that pass a little bit underthrown. Derek Branch had gotten by the receivers. What happened against Pacific last week to the Fullerton defense is they tried to play man press. They rolled the corners right up. They tried to play bump and run, and they just throw some saves. Here it is, and Derek Branch had to slow down a step.
Darrell Bruce there to bat the ball away. Third down and 9 from the 39-yard line for the Rainbow. Branch to the left and Con Smith to the right. Third and 9. Seidner cannot hold on. Penalty flag. Interference? That's the question mark. Dan Seymour covering on the play, number 41 for Fullerton. Let's see if they call interference on Seymour. The way he is reacting, palms upward. Can't believe they called that on me. Interference against the Bows. Interference against the Bows. I don't understand that call at all, unless unless Seidner had pushed off.
Fourth down.
So it is 4th down following that interference penalty, unless before we went to the replay, Seidner had pushed off to get clear. So Winston Haynes comes in, 38.2 an average, 52 long on his efforts this year. Greg West is deep for Fullerton. Ball takes a Fullerton bounce and is touched by Frank Shaw Abreu. And it will be 1st down for Fullerton. On about the 30-yard line, we'll see where they put it. 5:50 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0. Rainbow's 51-yard run by Garrett Gabriel, the difference in the game.
Jim, you're looking right there at the Rainbow's offensive coordinator, Paul Johnson. Paul Johnson, usually up in the booth, the coach's booth in the press box, decided to switch things up, go down the field. He said it's the first time in 8 years that he's been on the field during a game.
In motion is Beasley. Shelby throws. It is complete. And being wrestled down at the 40-yard line is Greg West. West, the transfer from El Camino Junior College, number 89.
Well, Rich Ellerson said he's going to make Fullerton throw to the flats, throw in front of the linebackers, exactly what you see here. Out in the flat, you'll give him the short gain, but nothing much. You can see the cushion given up by Kenny Harper. He stops him. Terry Whitaker comes in to finish it off.
That's 1st down for Fullerton. Ball is moved out to the 44-yard line. Yarborough, single setback, triple wide receiver to the left. Yarborough with the handoff, and we have a penalty flag. I'll tell you, here in this first period, we have seen some ragged football. And we have seen penalty flags and a lot of stutter steps, false starts. That's a legal procedure against Fullerton.
Offense, repeat the down. Oh, you're right, Jim. I think part of the reason we're hearing and seeing these things is because you've got inexperienced offensive linemen that normally would be learning on the scout team, developing rhythms and working together. Now they're thrust and have to do it in prime time.
West, Harrison, and Beasley, the wide receivers to the near side. Beasley in motion. Schulte on a sweep to Yarborough, being chased, trying to turn the corner. And they chase him down. Jerry Winfrey, number 90, finally wrapping him up good. Pursued also by David Maeva, number 31 for the Bows. And a loss on the play.
Well, Cal State Fullerton probably does not have the speed in the person of Reggie Yarborough to consistently be able to run on the perimeter. Hawaii's linebackers just move too quickly. They're going to have to run counters, come off the tackles if they're going to get the ground game going.
Yarborough goes in motion. Triple wide receiver to the left. Schulte looking left, now throws, and he overthrows the intended receiver, Celeste. And the reason for that is Akili Calhoun. Calhoun coming in and belting him just as he released the ball. That'll be 3rd down, long yardage, 3rd down and 16 from their 38-yard line.
Well, you see that. The Rainbow defense has been so good. I think the team hasn't performed well, but you can't fault the defense. No touchdowns in 11 quarters, closing in on quarter number 12 right here.
Schulte 2 for 6 with 1 interception. He has passed for 18 yards so far. Harrison and Celestine to the far side. West to the near side. And Beasley on the wing to the near side. 3rd down and 16 from the 38. Now Yarborough in motion. Schulte, quick pass, Yarborough, and he is hit by Pankey, but was the pass catchable? I don't believe it was. I believe it was overthrown. Yarborough gets up thinking interference, but the call not there.
Well, you can credit the last 2 incompletions to Akili Calhoun. He has been right in Paul Schulte's face, and that kind of consistent pressure will give any quarterback jittery feet, make him throw a little too soon.
Bill Nevin, who is coming off a bout of pneumonia, missed the last 2 games, and was scheduled to miss this one. Punting for Cal State Fullerton. Gets the punt away. Good hang time. Seidner calling for the fair catch. And he makes the fair catch at the 28-yard line of the Bows. So Hawaii will set up shop at the 28. 4:19 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0. 51-yard jaunt by Garrett Gabriel on the option. And that is the difference in the game. 34-yard punt by Nevin. So Sean Ching, Rainbow Center, leads the team to the line on first down. Triple wide receiver to the left. Branch, Seidner, and MacArthur. Con Smith is to the right. Gabriel off the hands of Branch, incomplete. The pass thrown high. Derek Branch, 5'11" sophomore out of Dallas, Texas. Michael Jones covering on the play.
Well, Derek Branch going to turn this out right about the first down marker. Comes back just a half a step. He has a good vertical. Got up, got a hand on it, but you see him look around right at the last instant. I think he heard a few footsteps.
4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Branch and Seidner set up to the far side along with MacArthur. Second and 10. Ball is kept in, pitched. This is Seidner. Seidner horse-collared at the 39. Terry Sullivan finally chased him down. Seidner, 5'7" sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio, on that pitch.
Well, Jeff Seidner has such great explosiveness. You're going to see him come around from the right side, takes the pitch right away, the good vision, gets a nice block from MacArthur, and then it's all Jeff Seidner. You can't teach that kind of explosion.
First down for the Rainbows at the 40-yard line. Gabriel rolling right. Throws it into the players for Cal State Fullerton around the bench area. Lionel Denman on the 37 covering on the play. Pass intended for Larry Con Smith. Con Smith comes in with all kinds of speed. He is the senior, but Con Smith has received only 3 passes for 83 yards all season. Got a 54-yarder against Air Force. And so Larry Con Smith has really been in a drought as far as receiving is concerned. Second down and 10 from the 40. 3:39 left, first quarter, 7-0 Rainbows. Farmer. Short game. And it becomes 2 out of 3 falls. And more than half of the Fullerton defense participates, led by Teddy McMillan.
Are you going to see the front for Cal State Fullerton? Sean Shing, he starts out, and then Farmer comes just off to the side, but you see McMillan coming down the line, taking the good footwork, getting out laterally, and then it's a gang tackle.
Third down and 8 for the Rainbows. Branch and Con Smith. On the wide receiver, slotted to the left side is Seidner. MacArthur on the wing. Third down. Rainbows trying to convert here. It is complete. The Branch breaks a tackle. Flip balance to the 38-yard line of Fullerton. Dan Seymour finally made the stop. As getting away from Chad Lindsay was Derek Branch.
Well, Jim, 3rd and 8 last season, you pretty much knew who the Rainbows were going to go to, and that was Chris Roscoe. This season, they wanted Derek Branch to take that position. A risky pass. If it's picked, it's a touchdown for Fullerton, but Branch holds on, makes the little turn, gets some extra yardage. Nice reception.
Injury report on Sean Robinson. We'll get to it after this play. First down for the Rainbows at the 38 of Fullerton. MacArthur, 10, 5, touchdown. Dane MacArthur. MacArthur's 3rd touchdown pass of the season, and for Garrett Gabriel, that's his 6th touchdown throw.
Well, Dane MacArthur makes a sight adjustment in his route, decides to turn it deep. Dane MacArthur's better than any other receiver in Hawaii of finding an open spot on the field. And another thing, MacArthur was doubtful, didn't practice at all this week. Tight hamstrings, but he always manages to get out here and get in the games and play.
Dane MacArthur, perhaps the steadiest Rainbow in 1990. 13-0 Rainbows. And Darren Kahn in to try the extra point out of the hold of Walter Santiago. It is kicked, and it is good. 2:15 left to play in the first quarter. 14 for the Rainbows, and Cal State Fullerton has nothing.
I was helping my client find her Halloween party. Let's try this trap door. No Coors Light party here. It's behind that panel.
You found it, my hero.
Join the fun at your favorite Coors Light Halloween headquarters, because it isn't Halloween without the silver bullet.
Designated driver? Good.
The Toyota versus the Isuzu standard pickup. If Earth were invaded by giant reptiles, which would be better prepared? Get out of here!
Well, first of all, the Isuzu gets better mileage than Toyota. That's helpful. Plus, it has the biggest payload in its class, so it can carry more. All in all, when the giant lizards come, I'd rather be in an Isuzu.
Because it even has more legroom. The Isuzu pickup at just $7,779. There's no comparison.
We had seen Dane MacArthur going out to the middle, and now the pass. He has turned this outside, saw a loose spot in the zone, went to that open area, has got the good chemistry with Gabriel. Good heady play by two of the seniors, resulting in a Rainbow score.
Gabriel now 3 for 6, 82 yards and 1 touchdown. The kickoff goes out of bounds, and they will do it again. Dwayne McAfee looking at it across the way. Sal Velasco will come back and kick off from the 30-yard line. Gabriel, 38-yard touchdown pass to MacArthur. And Darren Kahn adding the extra point. We were mentioning Sean Robinson. He has a knee sprain and an ankle strain. So his status in this game very questionable. Robinson, the starting right tackle. Rainbows have now been penalized 4 times for 40 yards. Gabriel came into this game 4th in career passing for the Rainbows, 3,770 yards. And he has thrown now for 82 yards, and he needs just about 87 yards to move past Warren Jones into 3rd place on the all-time list. James Mullins, 28, and Dwayne McAfee, McAfee, number 1, deep. Kickoff will go to McAfee at the 20. 30. Chased down from behind, tripped up by Joe Sardo. And he gets out to about the 36, and it will be first down for the Rainbows. For the Fullerton Titans at the 36-yard line.
It'll be interesting, Jim, to see if Fullerton tries to keep the ground as part of the ground game, as part of their attack. They didn't want to get into a situation where they had to throw every down 14-0. It'll be interesting to see the approach their coaching staff takes here.
Rainbows coming across. Achille Calhoun. And we'll see whether he was drawn across. I don't believe he was, but you never can tell. Somebody may have moved. So the officials will discuss it. Still in the first quarter, 2:09 left. You see the Rainbow mascot. He's gotten letters from bodybuilders congratulating him, but that's really a costume.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim, nobody throws anything at that guy.
Defense, first down. 1st and 5.
Big West score. Fresno State over Long Beach State, 28-16. Final. First down for Fullerton at the 40. 1st and 5 following the offside penalty. Yarborough in motion, no setback. Schulte looking. Schulte sacked. Back at the 34-yard line. Achille Calhoun and Lino Samana.
Well, Paul Schulte has been taking 8 or 10 big hits. Not necessarily sacks, mind you, but 8 or 10 big hits a game. Coaching staff so impressed with the fact that he just keeps getting up. You see, the poor guy doesn't get any time right here. They are right on him. and you can see Achille Calhoun drive the center, just pushes him right back into the quarterback. Achille Calhoun very strong.
Second sack on Schulte. So it is now 2nd down and 10 from the 35. Call it 2nd and 11. And now timeout has been called by Cal State Fullerton. This is a team that has really struggled. They've lost 6 straight. After beating Sonoma State in the opener, they have lost to Auburn, Mississippi State, Akron, Fresno State, UNLV, and last week to Pacific. This Bud Fact, courtesy of Budweiser. Take a look at Fullerton and the Rainbows. Fumbles and interceptions. And fumbles gained and interceptions gained, and then fumbles lost and interceptions lost. On the season, Fullerton -14 and the Rainbows -9. And that really has hurt both teams, being on the minus side of turnovers. That is not where you want to be.
Well, Jim, most people will tell you, most football people will tell you that's perhaps the most important statistic. If you want to gauge a team's successes or failures, you have a real negative turnover ratio. Very difficult to win football games, even if you've got superior talent.
Fullerton State has really suffered the injuries of 7 returning starters, 4 on offense, 2 on defense. And kicker Bill Nevin, who was out for a couple of games. Only J.J. Celestine has played in all of the games this year. He was banged up in 2 of the games, although he remained in the lineup. Schulte, the throw, sideline pattern, intended for Celestine, intercepted, no. Now they say yes, by Pang Key.
Well, Pang Key makes it 2 in a row tonight, doing a nice job. Actually, the receiver erred there. He should have gotten in the way of the football, just stood and let it go. We're going to get a look at it right here. Schulte comes back, takes a 5-step drop, throwing the out. Receiver just stands there. Pang Key goes to the ground for the ball. It was intended for Richard Harrison, and he's going to hear from his coaches about a little lack of effort there. Pang Key just plays the ball, and you see not really much of an effort made by Harrison. Pang Key goes down low, gets his hands underneath the football, and makes the grab.
Schulte's been intercepted twice. Pang Key came in with no interceptions. He now has 2. Rainbows now have 4 interceptions. They've doubled their output. And they want another touchdown, but nobody there. Gabriel just threw that away. Brantley, number 9, David Brantley, was running all alone up the far sideline. Barry Tremble. Good pressure.
Well, I think that there's a shot of Tony Pang Key. He's a happy camper right now. A couple of picks already, his first 2 of the season. I believe that pass, though, Jim, was intended for Derek Branch. He broke off the pattern, and Gabriel read it as it should have been a streak.
No one there, that's for sure. 2nd down and 10. Rainbows on the 41. Ball is given to Richard Stevenson. And Stevenson to the 40. Short gain on the play.
The Rainbows use side adjustments on their pass routes. Now, the only problem with that is both the quarterback and the wide receiver have to be seeing the same thing. If your man is up on you, it means once a play is underway and you see a cornerback too close and the receiver has to know just go. Keep the pattern going, break it long. But the quarterback and the wide receiver have to be seeing the same thing. It doesn't always happen.
Branch to the left and Brantley to the right. Single coverage on Brantley and also on Branch. Farmer back in at running back. Gabriel sells the screen to Farmer. He eludes a tackle at the 40. He's at the 30. Leaps over a man at the 25. He's all the way down to the 15, and we have a penalty flag. Darrell Bruce finally made the stop. Jamal Farmer, boy, there's nothing more exciting than watching Farmer maneuver in the secondary. Once he gets that head of steam, he does wonders. Clipping against the Rainbows. Rainbows now over 50 yards in penalties.
Well, a costly mistake for the Rainbows, but Jamal Farmer gives you an extra dimension. He's got tailback moves and a fullback body, and it really helps. He gets ahead of steam. You got to get him low to bring him down because he's a load. We're going to take a look here. You could have got Lemoy, too, and that's probably the call. You'll see him. He's blocking 43, gets him in the back, Farmer doesn't mind. He just hurdles everybody, but a costly penalty nonetheless.
Third down and 11 for the Rainbows from the 42-yard line of Fullerton. Rainbows leading 14-0. Gabriel looking, as all day, throws for the end zone for Branch. Touchdown! What a catch! Derek Branch adjusted well and came down with the ball. He beat Terry Trumbull.
This is what's been happening to Fulton, as we mentioned last week against Pacific. Garrett Gabriel throws this ball about as far as he can, and not underthrown, but just maybe a slight bit, but a great catch by Branch because he was clearly interfered with. The corner didn't make any attempt at the ball. It's Terry Trumbull, and he is just right in Branch's face. That's great concentration. That's what they're looking for out of Derek Branch.
Now the officials want to talk it over with the team captain of the Rainbows about the interference penalty. And they're talking with Darren Kahn, who is in to try the extra point.
On the defense, touchdown is good. The penalty will be a cross on the kickoff.
Joe Ellis. Gabriel is now 4 for 8, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 38-yarder to MacArthur, 42-yarder now to Branch. 20-0 in favor of the Rainbows, and Kahn will try to make it 21, and he does. That's the end of the first quarter. 21-0 in favor of the Bows. Turn it into a run.
For 2 years, I waited for Mike Tyson. Then Buster Douglas come out of nowhere and applied me. They said Buster got a good left jab and a big right hand, and that would make him the champ. I say it was luck. We'll see.
Mark your calendar now for Thursday, October 25th. Douglas Holyfield, live on Viewer's Choice.
Program is cable form. I'm the moderator, Fred Lewis. Cox, Channel 4. Southwestern Channel 16, the cable industry uniting in metropolitan San Diego to bring you the important issues this coming Wednesday, 7:30. Proposition 128. Big Green, the environmental proposition. Debate featuring both sides. And your telephone calls live on cable form. Cox Channel 4, Southwestern Channel 16.
Garrett Gabriel, as you see, moving into third place. Got Warren Jones on the career passing yardage list, 3,893. And the way things are going tonight, he may just be getting started. 2 touchdown passes plus a 51-yard run. So this is one of those stellar nights for Garrett Gabriel. Rainbows with an onside kick, and they may have it, and they do. Terry Whitaker. It bounced off Terry Sullivan, and Whitaker comes up with it for the Rainbows. However, the clock has not been changed to start the second quarter. We are still at 0-0.
Well, Jim, an item of interest here. I was at Rainbow practice Thursday. They spent about 25 minutes on that onside kick drill. I don't think in the whole time I was at practice it went any better than it did right there.
Now the clock is finally going to be changed to 15. Guy was asleep at the switch that time. And if you think about things, the Rainbows kicked off in the same direction as they were in the first quarter. Now they switched the teams around correctly in the second quarter. It was almost as if it was in Twilight Zone. There was some time in the middle between the first and second quarter. I've not seen that.
I think Joe knows, though, is unflappable. Realizes what happens, says, okay, we just move it over here and start like nothing happened.
That's Joe, all right. He is.
The man in the white hat.
And we begin the second quarter. Rainbows have it in Fullerton territory at the 44. Gabriel keeps it, 40. Gabriel rolls down at the 37-yard line. Lorenzo Haley, who leads the team in tackles for Fullerton, there to wrap him up. There you see the first quarter statistics. 21-0 in favor of the Rainbows. Rushing yards of particular interest. Rainbows 117 and Fullerton 1.
Total yardage 254 to 19. I mean, this game is not as close right now as the score indicates, and score's pretty bad, 21-zip.
Rainbows triple wide receiver to the far side. Gabriel in striking distance again. He already has 2 touchdown passes. Second down and short yardage. He will go, he will keep. And gets to the 35, about a yard short of the first down. Again, Lorenzo Haley out of Visalia, California, there to wrap him up. Coming up from the secondary, Darrell Bruce, number 2.
Well, you just mentioned it. Haley and Bruce, the 2 leading tacklers for Cal State Fullerton. Haley didn't start tonight because he's banged up. They felt they needed him in there, and they're going to play him quite a bit. Comes in from junior college and makes an immediate impact on a defense that, frankly, has been murdered by injuries.
So the Rainbows have third down and about a yard. Rainbows are 3 for 5 in third down conversions. Fullerton 0 for 3. Now there is some discussion in the secondary now among the officials. Perhaps the clock is now back at 15, and they're starting to run some time off. The clock has not functioned well at all. And Joe Anellis, the referee, is not pleased. You see the clock. Now they've got to run some time off because we have played sometime here in the second quarter. And we've also had that weird onside kick in the twilight zone between the first and second quarter. They're going to run some time down, and it gets to 13:57. And we are all of a sudden back on standard time. That's last year's clock guy. He's got a free seat this year, but he's not running the clock.
He may pull a Lyle Alzado and come out of retirement.
21-0 for the Rainbows. Triple wide receiver to the right. Pitch to MacArthur. Oh, he has running room. 30, and the closing down. Good pursuit that time by Fullerton. Gabriel in passing, 4 for 8, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns in running. He is 6 carries, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown.
This is the way to run the option. Garrett Gabriel races to the last possible second, takes a big hit, but he gets the ball to MacArthur in perfect position to catch. MacArthur does the rest. Good blocking, too, by the right side of the line.
MacArthur and Seidner on the wings. Con Smith and Branch are the wide receivers. Farmer, the single setback. Gabriel to throw. Throws, man open. It is incomplete. It was intended for Seidner. Seidner was open, and then he had to stop for the ball. He had to slow down. That enabled Bob Baez out of Claremont, California, the free safety, to adjust. Ball hit him in the back.
Bob Baez is a coach's son, very fundamentally sound, does not have great speed, though. I think that's a mismatch. Jeff Seidner is going to be able to run by him. That's what Pacific did, just threw fades, got them down the sidelines, and lobbed it over the head. Gabriel's going to have to put a little more loft on that pass.
Second down and 10. The ball just short of the 25-yard line. Triple wide receiver to the left. Gabriel keeping. Pitches back to Seidner. Seidner fumbles the ball. It is picked up And Fullerton will have it. So the Rainbows, Darius Watson comes up with the ball.
Well, there is a flag down, Jim. Garrett Gabriel walking over to find out the call. He continues his walk to the sideline, which does not bode well for the Bows. Now he's turning around. We'll have to wait and see.
Here's Joe Arnello.
Offense, decline, first down.
So the Rainbows were guilty of clipping. Well, that's the third time tonight that penalty has been called on the Rainbows.
Jeff Seidner coming around on the option. Already, Garrett Gabriel again waits till the last second. Seidner catches it properly, takes a little hit, tries to get that extra yard. So often, that's where fumbles are recovered or happen. And this year in college football, if a ball's been advanced past the line of scrimmage, you're able to advance it. So Cal State Fullerton could have run that back in if they were able.
First down for Fullerton on their own 34. Schulte with triple wide receiver to the left. Yarborough looking for running room. Yarborough hit by Odom, Randall, and Whitaker comes up from the secondary. Short gain on the play. Also, Haku Kahuano. You see Lewis Randall.
Well, Lewis Randall is a guy that came a little out of shape, was banged up. They made him work his way into shape and just said, you won't be a factor until you get in shape. He worked very hard. He's there now, and the guy has tremendous instincts.
Beasley in motion. Yarborough spins to the 39-yard line. Randall there to wrap him up by his ankles, along with Haku Kahuano. So that will bring up third down and 5 for Fullerton. 12-10 left to play in the first half. 21-0 in favor of the Rainbows. 51-yard run by Garrett Gabriel. 38-yard touchdown pass to Dane MacArthur, and a 42-yard touchdown pass to Derek Myers. That's been the scoring. Yarborough in motion, no setback. 3rd and 5. Throws, it is complete. Carrying the ball is Kayrie Reed out of Orange, California, number 11. And that is enough for a first down for Fullerton. Mark Odom comes over to make the stop for the Rainbows.
You're going to take a look at Mark Odom right here in coverage. He's going to come quickly, closes, but Kayrie Reed has exceptional quickness. They plan to use him as a backup wide receiver and also at that YU back, which is kind of like a removed tight end. They like to use that guy in motion, never carries the ball, but they will throw to him. As you see Reed make a nice reception there.
11:37 left in the first half. 21-0 in favor of the Rainbows. Triple wide receiver, and no setback again. 5 receivers. Quick pattern. Celestine cannot hold on. Off his hands. Trying to make the catch in front of Mark Odom. That'll bring up second down and 10 from the 48-yard line.
Well, that was that little delay over the middle. Celestine waited on the line of scrimmage into a count of about 1.5. Then he cuts over the middle. That way you've got everybody else deep. They figure if he can get the ball in his hands, he's quick. You can break a big play.
Schulte now 3 for 10 for 27 yards. Schulte throws long over the middle. Yarborough cannot hold on. It just went off his fingertips. Harper and Whitaker covering on the play for the Rainbows, and that will bring up 3rd and 10 from the 48-yard line. So the Titans trying to free up Yarborough out of that backfield. And a big 3rd down play coming up.
Well, that's a tough pattern to be a receiver on. You're straight down the hash mark. You're looking back over your shoulder, and you know there's some secondary guys behind you. It's a scary feeling. You know whether you catch it or not, you're going to take a wrap.
5 wide receivers again for Fullerton on 3rd and 10. Celestine gets by Odom. Celestine fumbles the ball out of bounds, short of the first down.
This again, that same pattern we saw a moment ago. It's a little delay to Celestine. They like to get him over the middle. He's wearing number 3. He just waits, lets the receiver cut in front of him, and now he's out. He actually had a first down and then fumbles behind him.
And that will bring up 4th down. You're down 21-0. Why not? Go for it. West, Reed, and Beasley to the far side. Yarborough and Celestine to the near side. 5 wide receivers again. Quarterback sneak. Schulte fumbles the ball. And the Rainbows will have it as Fullerton runs out of downs.
Well, that's an awfully tough play. It was a big play for Fullerton. They desperately wanted to get a first down, give their offense a little bit of confidence. Schulte trying to keep it. He takes a wrap as the Rainbow defense manages to get under the defense, the offensive line, and stand them up. Ball is free, and once it's behind the line of scrimmage on 4th down, doesn't much matter who covers it.
Walter Santiago has come in at quarterback now for the Rainbows. 2 for 5 in passing. No touchdowns, 1 interception. He has rushed 6 times for minus 12 yards. First down at the 48-yard line. Santiago will run to the 42, 41-yard line. And then he gets into the mix master. And they try to blend him. Lorenzo Haley, the junior.
Well, I
can 54.
Guarantee you one thing. There's no play that Walter Santiago likes better than the quarterback draw. Just waits, big holes everywhere. Santiago, keep in mind, runs a legitimate 4.5. He's a very fast option quarterback. Loves to carry the ball and doesn't mind taking a lick.
First down for the Rainbow. Santiago coming into the game. 10:51 left to play here in the first half. Santiago fumbles, and Fullerton has it. Boy, Walter has really been plagued with fumbling the ball.
Well, that time it's what you call the mesh. It's one of the things you worry about with a new quarterback. With, say, Gabriel and either Farmer Stevenson, they have it down. When should a guy take it? When should he not? You see right here, hard to tell if the ball was ever in the hands of the running back. Jagady Freeman getting in on the ball and covering it for Cal State Fullerton.
Rainbows have fumbled twice in this game. First down for Fullerton. 10:42 left to play in the first half. And again, they come out with 5 wide receivers. No setbacks. Rainbows are really going to come on defense now. Same pattern. Celestine keeps it, breaks the tackle, finally grabbed down by Harper. At the 45 of the Rainbows, that's enough for a first down.
Well, you talk about going to the well. You're going to see it. Celestine to the near side, just going to wait, cutting right in back of the receiver. And now once he gets it, he's quick. Mark Odom's quick himself. He beats him. Celestine can make these big plays by himself. It's why they love to run that play to him. Also why he's Cal State Fullerton's leading receiver.
First and 10 for the Titans. Now 4 wide receiver, and Yarborough is back in his familiar. No, he's not. Now 5 wide receivers. Schulte to Yarborough. Has it at the 40. Hit by Pankey. Pankey rides him down to the 39. 10:04 left to play in the first half.
Well, the danger on that pass, Jim, is if it's not perfectly accurate. See Yarborough, number 20, going outside. Pankey gets over, and that pass a little underthrown. You've got a Rainbow score. Pankey will have time sometimes to step in and just pick it. If he does, no one can get in front of him.
9:44 left, first half. 21-0 Rainbows. West to the far side. Celestine to the near side. They come out on the double wing. Mullins in motion. Schulte throws. It is complete and then dropped. Reed had it for a moment and then was hit. The ball came loose. He did not have full possession. It will go as an incomplete pass. Whitaker and Tony Pankey.
Well, Terry Whitaker's gotten a taste of started out in the secondary, went to inside linebacker due to injuries, now back to the secondary. He feels that learning those positions have made him much more aware of the total defensive concept and a better player for that.
Schulte 6 for 15 now with 2 interceptions. He has thrown for 50 yards. Third down and 4. Rainbows with a 5-man front. Reed diving attempt, and they say yes. And the short of the first down by a yard. That will bring a 4th down, about 1. Or is it a first down? It's very close.
Ball comes down. That's good concentration. Not an easy catch. Actually, very good coverage by the Rainbows. Didn't want to give up the first down. They just barely made it.
There you see at the left of your screen, Mike Simmons, number 74. He's the biggest football player on the field. 6'7", 330, the senior from Fullerton. He's the right tackle. First down from the 35 of the Rainbow. Ball is given up the middle. Yarborough. Good running. Yarborough runs in to Lino Samana. And they sack him up at the 30-yard line. Good gain on the play of 5. Second down and 5 for Fullerton.
Fullerton doing a nice job that time on blocking. The first time, really, they've been able to run between the tackles on the Rainbows. And that time, doing a nice job on the offensive front.
Second down, make it 2nd and 4. They have it inside the 30-yard line to the 29. Easily again in motion. Yarborough skips by one man, takes the helmet of another. And finally, Manly Williams holds on to stop his forward progress. Very short gain on the play. Now we'll bring up third down for Fullerton. Fullerton's ground game, as we mentioned, only 1 yard in the first quarter. It's almost been non-existent. They've been able to gain some yards through the air, but they trail 21-0. 7:58 left to play here in the first half. Celestine and West are flanked to the far side, and Yarborough comes in motion to the near side. 5 receivers on third down. Celestine, first down for Fullerton. Celestine making that catch in front of Kim McLeod. And then Joaquin Barnett came over.
Fullerton's done a nice job adjusting. They're not getting a lot of time, so just a 4-step and in pattern. It allows Schulte to take the 3-step drop. He's not getting enough time to do more, but the execution very crisp here.
First down for Fullerton, 7:34 left. So the Titans have been able to move the ball their deepest in this game, as they have first down at the Rainbow 23. Complete to West at the 15. West battled out of bounds. Good gain of the play of 8 yards. It will be second down and 2. Randall and McLeod able to double team him. So Schulte now beginning to click, Bobby, beginning to click with very short, quick patterns. But they are moving the ball.
Well, the Rainbow defensive concept kind of playing into Fullerton's hands right now. Coach Ellison, as I mentioned before, wanted them to throw to the flats, wanted to keep it in front of the DBs and the linebackers. They're doing that, but Fullerton able to move the football.
Second down and 2. Easily in motion. This is Mullen skipping to the 10, inside the 10, to the 7-yard line. Lewis Randall holds on. And now Fullerton mixing their plays well. The short, quick patterns, and all of a sudden the quick openers. They have the ball first down and goal to go at the Rainbow 8. Now the Rainbows have a pride check here, as they still lead 21-0. They don't want to give up the points, of course. And here comes Fullerton. First down and goal to go at the 8. Yarborough hit, dropped at the 12. Loss of 4. Boy, the Bows were just waiting for him. Almost as if the Rainbows had a copy of the script. Williams led the charge. Joaquin Barnett also there for the Rainbows. Good double team that time by the defense. That will bring up second down and goal to go. And the ball is out to the 12-yard line with 5:52 left to play here in the first half.
Well, Manly Williams making great penetration, just sidestepping his blocker, getting right through. No place for Yarborough to go.
Second down, goal to go. Yarborough, 5-man pattern. Rolling to the near side. Now throws. Sliding attempt by Celestine, and they say yes. Well, we'll have to take a closer look at that one.
I agree with you. I've got to see this to believe it. Officials oftentimes right on these. We'll see. Are the feet down? No way. He's out of bounds. Yeah, but his feet have crossed the white line. Once his feet are across the white line, doesn't matter where the ball is. He's out of bounds. He's out of the field of play.
Nonetheless, third down, goal to go at the 3-yard line. Yarborough is the single setback. Triple wide receiver to the left side. Big play here. Yarborough goes in motion. No setback. Schulte stumbles, looks into the end zone. Touchdown to Reed. K. Reed, number 11. And Fullerton gets on the board with 4:54 left to play in the first half.
This is what Schulte sees, a little bit of a stumble. Great poise for the quarterback here, and you'll see Reed get just a half a step on the linebacker Barnett. The throw perfect, right on time, and that's got to be an injection of confidence for the Titans.
For Kerry Reed, that is his first touchdown reception of the season, and the 9th touchdown pass thrown by Schulte. So Fullerton with a very good drive. Nevin puts up the extra point, and it is good. 4:54 left to play in the first half. 21 for Hawaii, 7 for Fullerton.
We're here on Easter Island to introduce the monumental new Isuzu Stylus. How does it compare to the Toyota Camry? Let's see what the gods think. The Stylus, with its Lotus Tune suspension, handles better and is just as roomy. Yet the Toyota costs hundreds more. The gods aren't too crazy about that. The new Isuzu Stylus at just $11,299. There's no comparison.
Starting your engine's a terrible thing to do because at startup, oil's in the pan, not in the engine. Startup lubrication that lasts over 50,000 miles. Slick 50, the engine wear protector.
Imagine yourself in an emergency. Survival depends on fast, accurate treatment. Today, millions depend on Medical Alert. One phone call provides emergency teams with life-saving information. To learn more, call Medical Alert. 1-800-ID-ALERT.
So the Rainbows finally give up their first touchdown in 12, almost 13 quarters. As Fullerton able to go 58 yards in 12 plays and a 3-yard touchdown pass. Nets them 7 following the extra point. Kickoff goes in and out of the end zone, and so the Rainbows will start at the 20. Kevin Ferguson, number 26, doing the kickoff that time instead of Nevin. So the Bows, who have turned the ball over, who have on occasion stumbled offensively, but nonetheless have put up 21 points here in this first half. They begin another drive at the 20, and Walter Santiago continues at quarterback. Santiago fumbling the ball, turning it over to Fullerton, and Fullerton going 58 yards for the score on that consistent drive. Santiago running, but not far. Loss on the play at 2. Gs Freeman, a junior out of Wilmington, California, transferred to Fullerton from El Camino Junior College.
I don't think any surprise to Cal State Fullerton that Santiago is a running quarterback. Gets on the outside and great defensive pursuit. They were all over it, led by Gs Freeman, the 6'2", 265-pound junior.
Tua Violete, Ching, Biliamu, and Monera now in that offensive line for the Rainbows. It is not blessed with experience except for Ching. Second down and 11. Santiago trying to run out of trouble. He keeps the ball and headbutts his way to the 25-yard line. That'll bring up third down, long yardage. Dan Seymour over there from Irvine, California, to bump him out.
Well, Jim, the 5 offensive names on the line that you just mentioned, last year not one of them was in there because last year Ching was Olivado. So that's 5 new names.
Sean changing his name to Ching during the offseason. Third down for the Rainbows. Third down and 6. A long 6. They have to go to the 30 for the first down. The ball at the 24. Triple wide receiver to the right. Santiago, quarterback draw, but they wait for him. Oh, Thornton was right there. Gary Thornton out of Sebastopol, California. And Thornton said, "You fool me once, that's your fault. You fool me twice, that's my fault." And he would have nothing of it.
Thornton with some courage tonight. He was out all week, bad back, couldn't practice Monday, Tuesday, could barely get out of bed, but came on the trip and told the coaches, "Yeah, I'm ready to go when the whistle blows."
West is deep. Greg West for Cal State Fullerton. Haynes kicking. Calling for the fair catch is West. Takes it at the 45-yard line. Now, This is interesting because Cal State Fullerton, the last time they had the ball, went 58 yards for a score. When we come back, let's see if they can do it again.
Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
Sir? Sir? What are you listening to?
Dad.
Johnson on the sidelines. He is working the offensive unit. He is not particularly happy with what he saw in the last drive.
5 wide receivers again. Schulte, long down the middle, incomplete, intended for Reed. The ball overthrown. Reed had a step on Pankey. Harper also in the area. 2nd down and 10 for Fullerton.
Well, I think you saw the difference that time. Schulte tried to go deep. He is not getting enough time to take a deep drop and throw 25 yards downfield. What he does have enough time is to throw the 8-yard outs. That was so successful in the last drive for the Titans.
Again, 5 wide receivers in the pattern. Schulte looking left, short pattern. Celestine has it. 45, gets a block from Reed, and moves inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. They have gone to that, and they've used some variations on it, but that quick look-in pattern to Celestine, and they've let him run.
Well, we could have out-diagrammed this. There goes the deep man. He cuts across the middle, catches the ball. It's only a 6-yard reception. The rest of the yardage happens with Celestine. He's beaten some quick players right there. Fools David Maeva. Celestine very shifty.
Celestine to the far side, and Brown in the game now. He's to the near side. In motion goes Yarborough. 1st down, inside the 40. Schulte is sacked for the 3rd time, and it is Odom. Odom has 4 sacks now. He had 2 against Utah, and 1 against Texas A&M, and now tonight against Fullerton.
Mark Odom, one of the most intense players on this team. Just the jersey tackle. Schulte trying to get away. After the UTEP loss last week, we talked to him, and he was disconsolate and trying to atone for it this evening.
Last year, over 2.5 million cases of abused, missing, and abducted children were reported in this country. I'm Jim Davies. This child safety info pack contains vital information that could save your child's life. For me, these statistics are much more than just numbers. My own son, John, was abducted and murdered. This information could have made the difference. All it costs is the price of this call. For your child's sake, call now.
Childhood. A time of hope. A time of promise. A time of danger. Every 13 seconds, another child is reported kidnapped, sold, abused, run away, or murdered. Help stop this sickness. With one $5 call, we'll send you 2 child safety packs with life-saving information. Our children are our future. Call 900-226-KIDS.
21-7-205 left to play in the 1st half. Jim Leahy along with Bobby Curran at Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. Schulte now 12 for 22, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. He's been intercepted twice. He's been sacked 3 times. For Odom, that was his 29th career sack. He is 4 behind Alnoga. Schulte stumbles coming away from center. Sacks again. This time, Kanubasa. David Kanubasa.
Well, I think Fullerton now experiencing some of the problems the Rainbows have had on offense, and that is getting proper pass protection. Just was no way. And also the stumble. Second time that's happened. on the wet turf to Schulte. Tanuvasa all over him.
Tanuvasa's first sack of the year, 4th sack on Schulte. It is 3rd down and a time zone to go for a first down for Cal State Fullerton. 3rd and 28. Ball on their own 44-yard line with 1:50 left. Schulte has come to the sidelines to talk things over. Rainbows will play Pacific next week, and then they go back into the WAC Wars. New Mexico coming in 2 weeks. Those are the upcoming games here at Aloha Stadium. There you see Gene Murphy. Murphy has his own vocabulary in that he looks at his offense and he really calls it a squirrel derby. I mean, 5 wide receivers, no setback, a lot of people in motion. He says that's how we have to do it. And he also has something that says, that's us. When something goes wrong, such as this is a team that, believe it or not, flies standby. And when things don't work out, he just says, well, that's us. 1:50 left. 3rd down and 28 from the 44. Ball is given up the middle, and carrying the ball is Yarborough. Reggie Yarborough. We're talking about his 5 100-yard games. He had 134 yards against Sonoma State, 101 against Mississippi State, 119 against Akron, 114 against UNLV, and 109 against Pacific. He has not nearly gone near that mark tonight. Seidner is deep, and the punt by Nevin. Seidner will return it. Takes it on the 11, trying to get to the sideline. Oh, what a block. 15, 20, Seidner at the 30, Seidner at the 41.
Well, Jeff Seidner, a one-man good field position player. Takes the ball. He has such exceptional vision. It's part of what makes him so exceptional. You're going to see here, he takes one look up and immediately senses, oh, got to get to the right side, able to dodge guys, and see him looking ahead, trying to use the blockers. He gives the Rainbows a shot. Rainbows still have 2 timeouts left.
Dan Seymour finally tripped him up. Garrett Gabriel now has come back in at quarterback. First down for the Rainbows at their own 41. They lead 21-7. Gabriel looking